you as you are the keynote speaker, and I'm very honored and humbled to have you speaking at our event. You've spoken past events, but your powerful speeches and stuff like that. And I just watch you on Instagram. I see you on all social media, and you're just like, you're just elevating your game every single day, which is amazing.
You, bro. Just putting my time in, man. Doing my best to be a force for good in this world, like I always tell you. So I appreciate it, man.
Seriously. You're definitely doing it. You're making a difference in the world, which is amazing. So
thanks,
appreciate
bro.
you and everything.
Right back at you.
Yeah. And you and I have, I'd like to think we came a little bit closer over the year, probably over the last 6 months, just talking about different things, getting real, and just kind of hard discussions that we've never had in the past. And I really enjoy those moments and enjoy spending time with you.
Me too, man. We're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah. Right on. So let's hear a little bit about you, Jon. You're a coach, you're an entrepreneur, you're a speaker, you're a marketing expert, you're a husband, a father, you're a lion. Anything else? What did I miss there? There's got to be like 10 or 11 things I missed.
I am doing a lot these days for sure.
Yeah. There you are.
I can tell you at the core of everything, it's somebody that just loves helping people, no matter what it is. It's like,
sure,
if you're my boy, my girl, you're my family, you're a client, you're not a client. For me, it's just like showing up for people across the board.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so easy to have vested interests when it comes down to like, am I making money, or is this thing to benefit me? And I think I threw that away a long time ago. And I think that's the reason I started to kind of elevate, because to me, it's like, just show up for anybody and everybody. Right.
Yeah.
And, it's like, for what I do on a daily basis is essentially help small businesses excel. I help small business owners break through. And I get so many messages behind the scenes that people are just not even in the business world. They're just like, dude, like, thank you. What can I do? Like, if without you putting stuff out there, I wouldn't even have made it. Like, it's like things like that. It's like very, very crazy, dude. When you operate from a place of selflessness, like,
sure,
you just start to find yourself in this spot of growth.
Yeah. And I think you'll agree with this. It's the mindset. It's, in every single book you read, every, speaker you see, they're all talking about mindset, and you really, mindset, whatever. Right. You see it in every single book, but you really dive into it and you really start thinking about it. That's what triggers this, this change of events in people's lives is, start thinking about that stuff and being aware of what your mind is, thinking. And your mind is the most powerful thing in your body. You can control, your body, you can control everything. When do you feel like, Jon, that day that your mindset just, triggered, and now you're just like, everything for you is just about helping and all that stuff? Was it always were you always like that from the beginning, or that changed?
I always cared, man. I always cared about people.
Yeah.
But I think what happened for me is the big breakthrough, as you know, which I look forward to talking about at CLIPA, is just like, I got stuck at this place I couldn't break through. And like, unfortunately, like that ceiling, like that was like my life, and I couldn't get through. And I didn't want to, unfortunately at that time, I didn't have much else to live for. And I think once I was able to realize, I think you enter this different dimension, this different realm, like you're walking through hell. Yeah. And if you can get out alive, which a lot of people don't, you see the world through a completely different lens. Sure. So just like from something so small, I feel like you're going to a grocery store and there's somebody walking behind you, right? It's like 9 times out of 10, people are opening the door and waiting for a thank you, right? Person doesn't thank you, you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But when you start to operate out of like this different space, it's like you could care less whether that person thanks you or not. Sure. You're just trying to be a force for good in this world. Yeah. And like that serves you in so many different areas, right? Yeah. Whether you're driving on the road or you go into business, it's a good place to be, man. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're there. You definitely are. Everything you see, everything you do is genuine. It really is. And that's the thing about you. There's people that are, just doing things, just to do it, to get notoriety. Notoriety. How do you pronounce that word? Notoriety. Did I get that? The fifth time?
That's the right word.
They want to be noticed. Let's do that. But it's genuine, it really is. You're not doing it because you're trying to get noticed. You're doing it because this is, it's helping that individual and stuff like that. And there's people that are genuine, there's people that aren't. You can see right through them.
That means a lot,
But
man.
you're
That means
that,
a lot.
genuine guy.
Yeah.
So, as far as, in reading these books, and stuff like, and you turned me on to a lot of books, which is amazing. Some of the best books I've read are, come from you. You told me like, oh, I asked you one day, what's your favorite book? And I went out and bought that thing and read it and loved it. I think I've read it 7 times, 7 or 8 times already.
Nice.
What, is, you look back on your life. I look back at my life and I'm like, okay, fixed mindset, growth mindset, where do I fall in those categories? Even dating back to, when I was a little kid, I was like, man, I did have a growth mindset. I always want to be better. I want to excel. Do you feel like you always had that, or was it something you had to change over time?
No, that was all me. My whole life was, it's, I didn't have a choice though, Matt. Like at the end of the day, it's like, I went home and nobody was there.
Yeah.
And I had to pretty much figure out every little thing of what I'm going to eat, how to stay safe, what times my mom or dad or anybody going to even come home.
Yeah.
And like when you navigate from this place of like, you can't keep the front door unlocked. You can't just not eat, right? You can't just like roam the streets. You have to like figure out and navigate. And like it's wild because I just got done telling my buddy the other day, I'm like, unfortunately for me, I didn't have really a childhood. I don't remember much, but I just know that like when most kids' minds were developing around like playing sports and family time, mine was on pure survival, like pure survival, dude. And I think I used to look back, I'm like, God, life doesn't seem fair. Yeah. But I think as I got older, I think, God was kind of like using me to create this like force in this world that like you can do anything you really want to in life. It doesn't matter what the hell you have pulling you down.
Yeah.
And that's what I do now. I just go out there and just spread that. Like I didn't have a choice. You guys, a lot of people do have choices. Like you can live fixed, you can live growth, but ultimately we are not here to like hit these ceilings and fall down. We're on this like spinning rock one time, bro. You know that.
I love that. Yeah.
We got to like maximize our time here.
And you were kind of forced into it. It wasn't something, like you said, you were forced into that situation where you had to be the growth mindset individual. Yeah.
Yeah. On top of so many other things, dude. Like I just like, not only would I like wait for my parents to come home or whatnot, but like, I'd also sit back and be like, what version, right? We've read that book, The Power of One More by Ed Milet. And it's like, what version's even going to come home? And when that person comes home, is it going to be a hug, or is it going to be like belligerent? Are they going to even see if I'm okay? Like, so you don't even like, you operate in a space of always trying to like figure shit out. And yeah, that's where I'm at today. It's like, I don't want to say I figured it all out, because I certainly haven't.
Yeah.
But I'm at this spot like where it's like just not okay with just staying at at a certain level. Just got to keep moving.
Yeah, and that's great. And you chose the right path. I mean, a lot of people will cave, and a lot of people can't get through those tough times. They find themselves in the position you were in, a tough position growing up, didn't have that childhood and stuff. Yeah. And they can't claw their way out. They do find themselves going on a different path, and whatever that may be, jail, or end up dead, or whatever it may be. Right. But you found you got through it. That's amazing. I mean, and your story is amazing. Every time I hear it, I'm just like still floored. I can hear that story over and over again, and the stuff that you tell, and it's just amazing to climb out of that. One of the books I've been reading, David Goggins, I don't know if you're familiar, I'm sure you're familiar with him. Yeah. His story is just similar. He's just like, he's like changed his mindset. He's like, what am I doing here? Nobody's going to change my life, but myself. No doubt. Nobody's coming to help rescue me, right?
Nobody's going to come save you, bro.
That's right.
I think one of the breakthroughs, and like, if we have a lot of business owners that are listening right now, it's like the ultimate breakthrough. If you really want to start taking yourself from A and get yourself to Z, but you got to go to B, right? Like that version of B is call yourself out. Like, stop being so damn nice to yourself. Like, you know what? I didn't sleep well last night, or, hey, it's the holidays, or work has been tough this week. There's always a but, and there's always a reason and an excuse to not serve yourself at the highest level. Yeah. Perfect example is I was up all night. My kid was just like, something happened where he was up all night, but I still, at 3:55, my alarm goes off, and I'm like, I can lay in this cozy bed and chill. Nobody knows. Or
5-second rule, John. 5-second rule.
Bro. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I got up and I moved. That's it, bro. And I moved, and an hour later, I'm back at the house after the gym, and it's just like all your growth is in those small moments. If you can get those victories in those small moments, the rest of the day just follows suit.
Yeah. I agree, man. I've been listening to a lot of the Goggins and watching his run, the ultimate marathon, all this stuff he's been doing. And it's like, you want some motivation to get out, you get your ass off the couch and go run. Right. Listen to that guy, he'll freaking boost you up and catapult you. And it's amazing. Nobody knows pain until, you listen to this shit, and he went through fucking pain. So that's right.
I sent him a thank you.
He makes me say the F word a lot too. So
me too. I sent him a thank you letter after that book, and I don't know if it got to him or not, but I was just like, and I didn't really care if it got to him. I was just like, dude, you just got to know, like your story, your struggle. Yeah. It changed my life.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about what you've built. I mean, Mr. Pipeline, and I've been, we've been working with Mr. Pipeline probably 5-6 years, whatever. That thing has become an empire. I mean, you have grown that thing like beyond, like it's just catapulted. Yeah. Tell us about Mr. Pipeline. What does Mr. Pipeline do? What is it?
Yeah. So Mr. Pipeline is a total accident. Really, I didn't mean to start it 10 years ago, 11 years ago. I basically built and sold the busiest pressure washing business in South Florida. And then after I sold the business, I would sell leads to all my like, we would show up to a job, we'd find a broken roof or a messed up paint job, and we'd sell leads, right? And after I sold Power Clean, my old business, my painter said, hey, now that business is going to dry up because you're not flipping us leads anymore. So he's like, can you work for me, or can you market for me? Like, I don't know what I'm doing for a painter, but I'll give it a shot. And I blew the business up. Went from like 300,000 to like $1 million in 18 months. Yeah, and the same thing happened with the chlorine guy. That he's like, hey, you're not coming here. And I gave him my final check, and he's like, dude, can you help us market? I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing for a pool guy, but I'll give it a shot. I took him I'll never forget the number, from $1 million to 3.5 in 18 months. And he's like, mine was blown. But then it just started happening. More pressure washers heard about Power Clean selling and reached out to me. Now all of a sudden I went from like no idea how to do websites and all stuff, and I'm managing 20, 50, 70 clients. And I'm like, dude, sometimes the best things in life happen to us, like just by the grace of God, right?
Yeah, sure.
So we're managing like 70, 100 clients, and the business started growing, and this is our 11th year, bro. And we got like 30 something people in here, and people all across the country just helping out with stuff. And
that's great.
I don't know, we're just growing like crazy, and it's humbling, man. It's humbling.
Yeah, good.
And what we focus on in a nutshell is helping small businesses excel on the web. Yeah. Web design, getting in leads, ranking, just killing it, being like a force in their local market is the name of the game.
And that's not easy to do. That stuff is not easy. Any entrepreneur or anybody starting a new business, anybody can build a website. You can get on their WordPress, build all that stuff, but nobody's going to find you on page 63, 64. So that's where a company like you come into play, and that stuff's not easy. The SEO, the rankings, the videos behind the scenes, none of that stuff's easy, and that for sure. I mean, what are you, 18 people? Is that we said you have?
Yeah, we got 30 something in here.
Oh, geez, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I could see you needing that many people for what you guys do. That's insane.
And it's more competitive than ever too. Like, you've got to be nastier and more cunning and do different things and be risky and do stuff that most people can't do. And it's like, we've got the infrastructure where I challenge my team to fail forward, be okay with taking risks, and we can clean up and mess up. Like, ultimately, like, be a risk taker, be a leader. Don't follow suit. Do different. And it serves us well, man.
There was a commencement speech that Denzel Washington did. I don't know if you've ever seen it. He was talking at some college, and they fall forward, that type, take risks and types like that. So that stuff is,
nice.
I watched that over the week, and I was like, wow, that's pretty powerful. He's a good speaker.
Too many people sit back and they're afraid to take those risks.
Yeah, exactly. For me, daily, it's a routine for me to get on and go on to Instagram or Facebook and look at inspirational quotes from Jon Majak and Ed Milet and a few others, Andy Frisella, those guys. Yeah. How do you do all that? I mean, how do you manage all this stuff? I mean, I would see you like on just Instagram, like all day long, just like, okay, I got to do in the post. How do you manage all this? This is crazy.
The first answer is I've got a team.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But what's crazy is like, you know how they say like being an entrepreneur is a very lonely road. It's a dark road. It's narrow. Not a lot of people understand what it's like. It's really, really difficult. That content game is the same, believe it or not. And I didn't know it until I got in it, because there's days, Matt, where like I'll show up and I'm like, I look at my, you met Jonathan, my amazing content creation.
Oh, he's amazing.
Dude, he looks at me and he's like, JM, let's go. I look at, in the first 5 times, I'm like, dude, I can't, I have nothing in my tank. But then he'll look at me and he'll say, can we pray together? Or another teammate will come in another time and they'll be like, hey, I was thinking maybe we should talk on something like this. I was stuck in my life. And I'm like, I sit back and it's to see different people come in and pour into me like that. It's like, it breaks me through that spot where I get stuck in. And then I just fire it off and I just give it everything I've got. But it's not easy. That's for sure. Yeah,
I can't imagine. And you to have him push you to do that stuff, and that's amazing to have that support system of can we pray, can we do this, to get you like, let's do it, man, give me this drink, whatever. That's amazing.
You need it, bro. You need it. That it's a lot going out there at a high level, and it's my team. Ultimately, it's my team. I play a part in that whole mix, but it's my team.
Good for you. That's the girls want me to do that stuff, and it's more social media. I'm just like, I don't know how I could do that. I mean, I'm busy. I got so much going on. But
you do, man. You are busy. You do have so much going on, but you have this ability. You have this amazing leadership quality about you that people look up to you, man.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
They do, bro. And I feel like call yourself out in the mirror. Look at yourself and say, come on, Matt. I gotta show up, man, bro.
Accountability mirror. I need to get in front of it.
You got to get in that accountability mirror, man.
That's right.
It's not easy, man, but like I said, you're built for it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Now I've never done this before. I'm gonna try to see if I can pull up a photo. I want you to kind of go into this, if you don't mind. Let's see.
Please.
This might bring you back a little bit. Fernette might have to come on here and let me know how to share. How do I share my screen? Oh, there it is. Right. Share screen. I got it.
Yep. Right in the middle.
Host disabled participant screen sharing.
I want to know what you're sharing before you share.
Nope.
Call them out, Chelsea.
There you go.
Okay. I think I could share now. So let me go on here. So I want you to let me know, what year did you actually depart from the boy band? And can you see that?
Come on, bro.
What? So you used to be in a band? In what band was it? NSYNC?
Yeah, it was called the CLIPA Boys.
The CLIPA Boys.
Yeah, the CLIPA Boys.
I love this. I thought it was Justin Timberlake when I first saw it. It was on one of your social media things. I'm like, is that Justin Timberlake? Who's that?
Dude, I gotta go yell at my team, tell them to get rid of that, dude. That was a long time ago. But I had a good voice, Matt. You would have purchased the album.
Oh shit! You look great. You look great in that. I was like, man, that's Justin Timberlake right there.
That was, you know what that was, bro? That was on a cruise ship on my honeymoon, I think. Yeah, my honeymoon.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
How old were you there?
I had to have been 12, 13 years ago.
Oh, I thought you were saying 12 or 13. I was like, damn, I'm married, man.
Yeah.
12 or 13. All right. Well, you look great. And I just thought that was like, man, that's a great photo right there. I want to pull that one up and ask him about his concert days.
Now you're challenging me. I'm gonna have to find one for you now.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff, and there's probably stuff that's would not work on the internet these days.
Chelsea, let's get him later.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have some good stuff of Matt.
I know you do.
The wild Matt.
Oh, I think I just shot a video the other day, and they're just like, I don't know, that thing's probably floating on the internet right now. Me dancing around doing shit, but whatever.
Love it, bro.
People don't like it. Oh well, I don't care. So John, you've been through a lot. We don't need to dive into all the stuff, the history and all that stuff. I know your history, and I think people that are coming out to CLIPACon have a treat in store for them. Your story is amazing. I don't know what part of your story you're going to be talking about. I have kind of an idea. What keeps you going each day? I mean, what is it? What's your main, things? I know you probably pray, you meditate, you all that stuff, but what gets, John out of the bed and just like, man, I'm going to power through it today. I'm going to destroy it today.
I'm just like, at the end of the day, I don't accept any bullshit. Like any excuses that come to mind, I just don't accept it. I swat them down and I'm like, my mind almost got me once, actually almost got me 8 times.
Yeah.
But when you realize that your entire life is controlled by this, it's like, let me just get control of it. Because most people, they just wake up and they're having a really shitty or stressed day.
Yeah.
It's like it's your mind has a grip of you, right? You're going through a depression, like that's real, and that should be validated. But that doesn't mean you need to be like in this everlasting depression your entire life. You're not born for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like no matter what it takes, it's like the minute you realize that this entire ball of wax is one big mental game,
Yeah.
then you realize that you can conquer anything you really want to.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like my family is what drives me. I want my kid to look at me in the future and say, like you did it, Dad. You know, there's no reason I can't.
Yeah.
Like I have different struggles that I don't even talk about with most people. And I'll be super vulnerable with you, bro. Like for me, I don't process things at the greatest level.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't. Like I'll go to like boxing or something, right? And the guy's like, throw me a jab, upper hook, cross, this, and like everybody in there is just banging it out. For me, I'm just like, dude, can you say that again? He's like, you got it, dude. And I'm always wrong, Matt. It's the best part.
Yeah.
But I walk out of there thinking like, you know what? That's pretty much been the story of my life. Like I've always had to figure shit out, work harder, try to like outsmart like everything.
Yeah.
And even to this day, I look at my son, I'm like, he's only 5. He just turned 5. But I look at him when he thinks, and I think most of the world is going to judge you. Most of the world is going to think that you're not enough. But I see you're just like me. And I want to let you know that in 10, 15, 20 years, your dad was the same guy as you. Like, let's get through all these challenges, you know? So I want to be somebody that my kid can really look up to and not have to feel so different, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
That's
perfect.
my driver, dude.
Makes sense, yeah. And that dude behind you, I mean, that's, you know, his story. There's a interview that's done with him. Amazing. It's Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he may not have been the best, whether husband and all that stuff, but that dude, he has some stories that he tells and stuff like that, how he persevered, and he wasn't the best player. He had to, sit there and, watch these other players, and he had his kill list. I don't know about his kill list. There was a program where they ranked the top high school players. He was like number 65. So he came up with this kill list of all the people below him. And he just studied them. He literally studied them until he became number 1. That phenomenal shit out of that guy.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think the more I study him too, and I learn about him and his mindset, the more inspired I am. It's like everywhere you look, there's more insight on Kobe.
Yeah.
And there's a cool story too. Like he would have this whole team. Like it's amazing because like somebody like yourself, you have a team around you that's top notch. Like they will tell you when you're wrong. They will tell you like, Matt, you're messing up here. Matt, you're doing great here. Like they're so real to you. Like they're an amazing team.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets that privilege.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the same. Like I have a great surrounding cast around me. But like there's this thing about Kobe that I really take with me whenever I coach somebody on leadership, or like I'm talking about how to build an award-winning team. You got to surround yourself by people like who have this mindset. So Kobe would essentially play his heart out every single game he played. And they always said to him, like, why don't you ever pass the ball in the last 3 minutes? The last 5 minutes, 3 minutes, you never pass the ball. And people started thinking of him as a ball hog. And there's this story where he started saying, he basically came out and he said, I saw what you were doing on Friday night when we got to Miami, when we had a Saturday game. We were out all night, right? Yeah. Then he'd talk to somebody else. He'd be like, I saw what you were doing during preseason when you missed 3 of the 5 days. I saw what you were doing when he kept going, all these things. He's like, I see that you're always late during our coaches meeting. Mm-hmm. He goes, I just want to let everybody know, like, I saw what you were doing when nobody was looking. Well, now I was putting in work. I can't trust you. I can't put my trust into you.
Sure.
All I can do is trust myself. And he's like, the minute I called my whole team out, they all rose up and he started passing the ball, started winning more games and doing more. It's like I just grabbed onto that dude, and I'm just like, it's all of your whole life, all your success is about having like excellent team members.
Mm-hmm.
Getting after the mission. You support them, they support you. But yeah, it's a cool story, right?
Yeah. Oh, that he's amazing. He's got a lot of amazing stories, mm-hmm. and that's a good one. I haven't heard that one yet, but that's amazing. Well, Jon, I appreciate everything you do. You are not only changing lives, you are saving lives. I can guarantee that. With
Thanks, bro.
your talks, your speeches you do, your story and stuff like that, I can guarantee that you have saved lives and people out
Thank you,
there.
man.
So
Thank
we
you.
appreciate everything you do. And I don't want to get into what you're speaking about. I want that to be a surprise for everybody because I think it's going to be powerful. I know it's going to be powerful. And I'm looking forward to it myself. Can't wait for it. We've got a great lineup for ClippaCon, and you're the forefront, man. You are the lion that's going to be up there and
Can't wait.
running through.
Bro.
Yeah, looking forward to it, man. I appreciate you. Anything else you want to throw out there? Just to a little.
I think that
What's
if
the quote of the
anybody's
day?
Say it again.
What's the quote of the day?
Quote of the day is
I haven't got to it yet.
Take action, man. Take
All
action. Right. If you're on the fence about ClippaCon, take action and go. I promise you're not gonna regret it.
There you go.
Right? If you're in the fence on just like all the challenges you have on your life, take action. Get out of your own head, man. Telling you, the future you will be grateful you took action on some of these things that your intuition is saying to do. Yeah, that my word of the day is just 2 words.
Take action. Love it.
That's it.
All right, well, Jon, I appreciate you. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Very excited about it. And I don't know why I waited so long to get you on. I appreciate you hitting me up. I think I want to save the best for almost last, type thing. We do a few more interviews this week. But looking forward to it. Jon is our guest, he's our main speaker, keynote speaker of ClippaCon. Looking forward to it. March 24th, 25th, Las Vegas. See her, Las Vegas. We're going to have a great time out there. So we are looking forward to you kicking us off with a bang, I should say.
Can't wait.
Bring the lion, buddy.
Can't wait, bro.
All right, Jon, appreciate you. Appreciate everything you do. Looking forward to many years to come working close with you and growing together.
Always, brother.
All right.
Pleasure's mine.
All right.
Thanks.